Now, one of my main concerns about canoeing on this lake was we were doing it in a canoe that is designed specifically for rivers and canals. The canoeing website I looked on said you should do it in a sea kayak. Go, just go. Just go. Just go as fast as you can. Because our boat is all underwater now. Right, we're just going to have to swim. Oh. I am, just go. That's it. Bail out. Take a photo. What a pillock.
When you're feeling better, a taxi from here to Belfort, and he can get the car and come back.
That sounds like a brilliant plan.
And now we are back to attempt the challenge again, but this time with the correct boat. Okay, so I'm currently in my garage. We've just put the seats into the boat we're going to go on Windermere on. So this is our new boat here, the kayak. It looks massive in the garage, to be fair, but we've measured it and it's exactly the same size as the last one. It's just probably because it's in an indoor enclosed space that it looks so big. But the good thing about this boat is it has holes in it. It has holes here, it has some under the seat, some under that seat, some at the front, some at the back. So if any splashes come up into the boat, they'll all drain out through those holes. So the boat won't fill up with water, like what happened last time. Also, it has a screw at the back, so we must make sure that that is shut. Basically, the boat is like, it's full of air, except from the holes. But the holes go from the top to the bottom, they don't go into the, it's kind of like a balloon, they don't go into the balloon. So if that's open, water will splash up into there, which is basically just like putting water into a balloon, which will make it heavy and it will sink. So that must be closed. Another difference between this and the last boat is this has very low sides. So we'll get a lot of splashes into the boat. And as we're doing it in winter, December, so that's like one of the coldest months of the year, we'll get a lot of splashes. Like splashes managed to make their way into the last boat, and that probably went up to like here. So we will get so many splashes. So we've got to make sure we wear super warm clothes. I'm personally going to wear a wetsuit because they keep you warm, because loads of water will be splashing in. And I don't know if you've been in water in winter, but it is ice cold. So basically, I feel like I'm so much more lower down in the seat here than in the other boat. The other boat, like this is like basically sitting on the floor, but the other boat, the seats are more elevated, so it's like I'm actually sitting on a seat, like a chair, and this is sitting on the floor. This could get quite uncomfortable after a long time, just because your legs are so stretched. But it should be alright, hopefully. The annoying thing about this seat is if I start to like slouch, it just goes down really quickly and then you have to push it back up. Like the other seat is set in place, so you've got to sort of like sit up straight with your bum as far back as possible and like have a good posture. Also, the boat does feel a lot longer even when you sit in it, but I think it's because this bit at the end isn't that big compared to that section in the other boat, and at the back there's not much room compared to how much room is at the back of the other boat. So that's another difference that makes it feel longer. Yeah, the paddles. So we've got double paddles for this boat because it is a kayak. I'm not very good at these because whenever I normally use them in the kayak, I like pull one too hard and then I just end up going around in circles. But that's more in a one-person boat. I don't think we'll have this issue in this boat. But I'm not as good using these, and one of my worries is we'll have to get into a rhythm, or otherwise, if the front person has their like right arm back, as the back person's got their right arm forward, we'll hit each other. So therefore, I do much prefer these, like we do have in the other boat. But with these, you've got to do like rudders and like wide strokes to get direction. With these, you just like pull the way you want to actually go. So they're easier to use, but we'll have to coordinate ourselves a lot more. But yeah, we've done the seat tightness and everything, so we're all set to go. And yeah, it should be good fun. Right, so we're currently at our accommodation in Windermere, and today is the day that we are doing the canoeing. The wind direction is coming from the northeast. So therefore we're going to go north to south, just as we did before. So the fact we had to de-ice the car before leaving was a great start to the day. Let's hope the lake wasn't frozen over. One of the first things you should notice was that we basically had the lake completely to ourselves. Last time we were getting wake every 2 seconds because there were lots of touristy boats and there were lots of sailing boats as well, but this time it was perfectly still. I'm guessing that's probably due to the cold weather putting people off, paired with the fact there wasn't actually much wind today at all. I did say it was coming from the northeast, but it was very, very slow compared to other days. Now, one of the main differences between this kayak and the canoe was that, as I said in the bit before in this video, the kayak has lower sides, and this was quite annoying because a lot of water was splashing into the boat, and wearing waterproof trousers was probably one of the best decisions I've made recently. So we've passed the point when the incident happened last time, so that means that this time we've been more successful, basically.
This is our record, isn't it?
We were now at Bowness on Windermere, which is where the rescue boat took us last time. It's where like the HQ of like the rescue service is. And as you can see by my map, we were approaching halfway. Also, there was this massive island in the middle of the water in Bowness on Windermere. It was probably the safest bit of the lake, because even though we were in the middle, we were in swimming distance of the island and the side. So if in the unlikely event of us capsizing here, we would have been all good. one of the things we didn't pack that I wish we packed was sunglasses. Now, because we're doing this in the middle of winter, you wouldn't expect that you need that. But the sun was so low the whole time, it was actually quite annoying because I spent the whole time shrinking, basically, just because I couldn't see. And like, there were houses on the side of the lake that were apparently really nice and big, but like, you couldn't see them just because of the sun's glare, glaring bright on them. Right, so because this was quite a physically demanding challenge, we noticed we were having a lot of breaks to like lie down or to take photos or to eat chocolate or sweets. So one of the things we did was set ourselves targets. So we said, right, we're only going to have a break when we get to this point. We're only allowed another break when we get to the end of that peninsula. Right, so just like that, we have finished canoeing the length of the largest lake in England. It was very difficult towards the end because we could see the finish point for ages. So we were going last paddle, and then we were going really fast, but then we weren't actually there, so we had to brake a lot towards the end. Right, so we've just come in here. As you can see, the end of the lake is there. It does not go further past there. So yeah, we've done it. So thank you for watching this video. In total, I'd say the mission took us 3 hours 45 minutes, and the canoeing website I looked on said 2 to 4, so we were within that. I obviously would have preferred to do it in that boat for the reasons mentioned already, but also you had double the power, because if you think about it, in the canoe, one person's doing one side, one person's doing the other side, but on this we had both sides, so we were actually probably at some points going at double the pace. And also you might think, oh, I expected it to be like a day trip or something, but it is quite a physically demanding task. It's like running, basically. You have to be very, very fit to run for like 3 hours 45 minutes. Only really like long distance runners, like marathon runners, can actually do that. So yeah, it took a lot of energy. It wasn't like something that doesn't take much energy, which you can do for like 9-10 hours a day, like walking would be, for example. Right, so what's next? We have completed the length of Windermere, which is England's biggest lake, but by no means is it the UK's biggest lake. The UK's biggest lake is Lough Neagh in Northern Ireland, but Lough Neagh is a circle, whilst Windermere is more of a rectangle, so the longest distance you can get in Lough Neagh is 19 miles, whilst Windermere, what we did today, was 11 miles, so it's definitely achievable. Or we could alternatively try the longest lake in the UK, which is actually Loch Ness, and the max length of that is 22.5 miles, so more than double what we did today, but I'm not doing that because I don't want to see a monster. Okay, so that's the end for now. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you on a future video soon.